You want to change your life? Then stop waiting for someone to come save you. Stop waiting for the right time, the perfect plan, or a little motivation to push you forward. Ownership is the starting line of greatness, because nothing in life truly changes until you decide to take complete responsibility for it. Every dream, every goal, every transformation begins with one brutal truth. It's all on you. The moment you stop pointing fingers, stop blaming the system, stop blaming your past, stop blaming your circumstances, and start saying, I own this, is the moment you take control of your destiny. Ownership isn't about perfection. It's about accountability. It's about understanding that even if something wasn't your fault, it's still your responsibility to fix it, learn from it, and rise because of it. That's the mindset that separates the talkers from the doers, the average from the extraordinary. People who achieve greatness don't wait for the world to hand them anything. They take ownership of every single thing in their path, and they make it work for them. Most people never reach their full potential because they hide behind excuses. They justify their lack of progress with reasons that sound good, but mean nothing. I didn't have the right opportunity. No one supported me. I wasn't lucky enough. But greatness doesn't care about your circumstances. It only responds to effort and ownership. You can't control where you were born or what you've been through, but you can control how you respond to it. You can choose to stay down, or you can own your situation and use it as fuel. Taking ownership means you stop seeing yourself as a victim of life and start acting like the author of it. You write the story. You decide how it ends. The truth is, ownership is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to face the parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. It means admitting that your habits, your mindset, and your choice are the reasons you are where you are. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I did this. I allowed this. I can change this. That level of honesty burns, but it's also freeing because when you own it, you realize that you have the power to change it. You're no longer waiting for permission, for timing, or for luck. You're moving on your terms. Ownership gives you control, and control gives you power. Every great story begins with someone who decided to take ownership of their life. They didn't have the most talent, the most money, or the most help. They just refused to keep blaming the world for their problems. They chose to own the pain, the struggle, and the responsibility of change. Ownership turns adversity into opportunity. It transforms failure into a lesson. It turns pain into strength. It's the moment you stop saying, someone should fix this, and start saying, I will fix this. It's the difference between wishing for success and building it. When you own your life, you don't wait for motivation. You act from discipline. You stop chasing sympathy and start chasing results. You stop letting emotions control you and start using them as energy to move forward. Ownership is not just the starting line. It's the foundation of everything that follows. You can't lead others until you can lead yourself. You can't build something great until you build the mindset that takes full accountability for every outcome. The greatest version of you is waiting on the other side of ownership, because only when you accept full responsibility for your life do you truly gain the power to change it. Movement is the antidote to weakness, because the moment you stop moving, you start dying inside. The human spirit was built to push, to strive, to chase, and to fight. Stagnation breeds weakness, both in the body and in the mind. Every time you hesitate, every time you stay still when you know you should move, you feed the part of yourself that's afraid, lazy, and fragile. Movement isn't just physical. It's a declaration that you refuse to be stuck. It's a message to the world and to yourself that no matter what life throws at you, you'll keep advancing step by step, inch by inch. You don't need to have everything figured out to start. You don't need to feel ready or confident. You just need to move, because motion creates energy, and energy creates strength. Weakness grows in the spaces where you stay comfortable. When you sit too long in the same place, doing the same things, your edge dulls and your fire fades. The body softens, the mind loses its sharpness, and the heart forgets what it means to fight. Movement, on the other hand, is raw life. It's struggle, discomfort, and progress all wrapped into one. When you move, even when it hurts, You're sending a clear message that you refuse to surrender to weakness. You might not always see the results right away, but every rep, every step, every effort counts. Movement builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. It reminds you that you're still in control, that you can still fight, that you're still alive. The problem with most people is they wait for the perfect conditions to act. They wait for motivation, for inspiration, for the stars to align. But movement doesn't depend on feelings. It depends on commitment. If you only move when you feel good, you'll rarely move at all. True strength is built when you move despite exhaustion, when you move through doubt, when you move even though everything inside you wants to stop. That's how resilience is born. Every time you push through that internal resistance, you kill a little bit of your weakness and replace it with power. Life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who act. Every great change in history, every personal breakthrough, every comeback story began with a single act of movement. Someone decided to get up. Someone decided to take a step. That's all it takes to shift the direction of your entire life. Movement is how you turn pain into progress, fear into fuel, and failure into feedback. You learn through motion, not through overthinking. You grow by doing, not by waiting. The longer you stay still, the heavier your excuses get. But once you start moving, your energy shifts, your mindset sharpens, and your confidence expands. Weakness thrives in comfort, but strength is born in discomfort. Movement breaks the cycle of hesitation and procrastination. It teaches you that you don't need to feel strong to become strong. You just need to move. You might fall. You might struggle, but as long as you keep going, you're winning. The act of moving forward, even when it's small, builds unshakable power within you. It rewires your brain to believe that progress is possible, no matter how slow. And once you experience that power, you'll never want to go back to standing still. The world's tough. Movement is the antidote to weakness because it's proof that you're not giving up, proof that you're still fighting, and proof that you're still in the game. Bleed for what you believe in because nothing meaningful in this world is ever achieved without sacrifice. Every dream worth chasing, every goal that matters, every legacy that lasts demands a price, and that price is pain. The truth is, comfort never created greatness. The ones who reach the top, the ones who change their lives, the ones who leave something behind, they all pay in blood, sweat, and sleepless nights. They understand that believing in something isn't enough. You have to fight for it, bleed for it, and refuse to back down when the world pushes against you. Too many people say they want success, but the moment it hurts, they run. The moment it costs something, they quit. Belief without sacrifice is just a wish. But belief backed by suffering becomes unstoppable. To bleed for what you believe in means you're willing to endure the pain that comes with your purpose. It means you're ready to lose comfort, rest, and even approval for the sake of something bigger than yourself. It's about choosing long-term meaning over short-term relief. When you bleed for your goals, you accept that there will be setbacks, failure, and exhaustion. But you also understand that every ounce of pain is shaping you into something tougher, sharper, more relentless. The struggle becomes your teacher, and the pain becomes your proof that you're still in the fight. Most people want the glory, but they don't want the grind. They want the reward, but not the suffering. But those who are truly committed know that the grind and the glory are the same road, and you can't have one without the other. Every drop of sweat, every moment of doubt, every scar earned on the path is a badge of honor. It's what separates the believers from the pretenders. When you bleed for what you believe in, it changes you. It burns away weakness, ego, and fear, leaving only the truth of who you are and what you're capable of. You stop chasing validation because the work itself becomes your validation. You stop caring about how long it takes because you've already accepted there's no finish line for people who live with purpose. The pain becomes part of your identity. It's no longer something to escape, it's something to embrace because it's proof that you're chasing something real. To bleed for what you believe in means to keep going when no one's watching, when no one's cheering, when no one understands. It means pushing past the limits of comfort and stepping into the fire of discomfort again and again. until your mind learns that pain is not your enemy, it's your forge. Every struggle, every rejection, every hardship refines your character and builds your endurance. You stop being fragile. You stop breaking at the first sign of failure. You start to crave the process because you know the struggle is what gives value to your victory. There's beauty in the pain when it's for something that matters. There's pride in knowing that you gave everything you had, even when it wasn't enough yet. That's what it means to bleed for what you believe in. It's not about suffering for the sake of suffering. It's about proving to yourself that your belief is worth the fight. It's about standing for something so strongly that no obstacle, no setback, no wound can make you quit. Because when you bleed for what you believe in, you don't just chase your dreams, you earn them. You carve them into existence with your effort, your willpower, and your sacrifice. And in that process, you don't just build success, you build yourself. Stay hard when life gets soft, because the world around you is built to make you weak. Every day, comfort calls your name. It tempts you to take the easy road, to hit snooze, to stay safe, to avoid the grind. It promises peace but delivers decay. The more comfortable you get, the further you drift from the fire that built you. Strength doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in resistance. And if you don't challenge yourself, life will challenge you in ways you won't be ready for. Staying hard means choosing the harder path when the easy one is right in front of you. It means refusing to let softness creep into your mind, your body, or your spirit. Because once you let it in, it spreads fast. The world today rewards comfort and convenience. Everything is one click away. We've built lives where struggle is optional, and that's exactly why people are weaker than ever. We've forgotten what it feels like to earn things, to grind, to fight. When life gets soft, you must become the opposite. You must train your mind to crave the resistance others avoid. You must build discipline that doesn't depend on motivation or emotion. You stay hard by doing what most people refuse to do, by pushing when you're tired, by showing up when no one expects you to, by choosing growth over ease. Hardness isn't about arrogance or aggression, it's about mental steel. It's the mindset that says no matter how soft the world gets, I will not be broken. Staying hard is about embracing discomfort as your teacher. It's about running toward pain instead of away from it. When you work out even when you're exhausted, when you wake up before dawn to get after it, when you discipline yourself to do the things you hate because they make you better. That's how you stay hard. You build armor through repetition, through consistency, through the daily decision to do the hard thing. Life will always find a way to test you. And if you've gone soft, you'll break easily. But if you've been sharpening yourself through hard work and struggle, you'll stand tall when others crumble. The soft life looks appealing. It's easy. It's comfortable. It's safe. But it comes with a silent cost regret. The more you avoid pain now, the more pain you'll feel later. Staying hard protects you from that regret. It means you refuse to be average. It means you never let yourself forget what it feels like to be uncomfortable. Because that's where the truth lies. Every time you push through the urge to quit, every time you resist the temptation to relax, when you haven't earned it, you're proving to yourself that you still have the fire. Life will always have moments that try to soften you. Success, comfort, praise, or even peace. But the ones who keep their edge, the ones who keep that fire burning, even when they've already won, are the ones who keep evolving. Staying hard is not just about surviving. It's about staying dangerous, staying hungry, staying alive in a world that's slowly falling asleep. Because when life gets soft, the few who choose to stay hard become the ones who lead, the ones who inspire, and the ones who rise when everyone else fades away. Own the struggle, control the outcome. Because the moment you take full responsibility for your battles, you take back your power. Life is never going to be fair, never going to be smooth, and never going to unfold exactly as you planned. But that's not the problem. The problem begins when you start resisting the struggle instead of owning it. Struggle is not a punishment, it's a privilege. It's the process that shapes you into something greater. The people who run from struggle also run from growth. But those who own it, who stand tall in the chaos, who face the pain head on. They're the ones who end up controlling how their story ends. When you accept that the struggle is part of the journey, you stop being a victim of it and start being the author of it. To own the struggle means you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what can I learn? It means you stop wasting energy complaining about the weight and start focusing on how lifting it will make you stronger. Struggle is the gym for your soul. Every test, every setback, every obstacle is a chance to build endurance, discipline, and clarity. You can't grow in the light if you haven't walked through the dark. The greatest people in history didn't become great because they avoided pain. They became great because they faced it, embraced it, and used it as fuel. They understood that you can't always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how you respond. That choice determines everything. When you own the struggle, you stop waiting for life to get easier. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, or the perfect conditions. You realize that perfection doesn't exist, only effort does. Control doesn't come from escaping struggle. It comes from mastering your reaction to it. Every time you respond with strength instead of weakness, with calm instead of panic, with purpose instead of self-pity, you reclaim control. Life can throw storms your way, but storms don't last forever. And if you learn to stand firm in them, you walk out stronger than you were before. Most people waste their struggle. They complain, they quit, they blame, and they let life decide their path. But when you own it, you flip the script. You turn pain into purpose. You turn obstacles into opportunities. You start realizing that everything meant to break you is actually building you. Owning the struggle means saying, yes, this hurts. Yes, it's hard, but it's mine. It's your responsibility to turn that pressure into progress. It's your job to turn that adversity into achievement. Every struggle carries within it the seed of growth, but only if you choose to water it. Control is not about having everything go your way. It's about being unshakable when it doesn't. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you'll adapt, learn, and push forward. When you take ownership of your pain, it loses its power to control you. You become the driver, not the passenger. That's the essence of real strength. Not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. When you own the struggle, you stop fighting reality and start shaping it. You stop hoping for easier days and start building tougher skin. And in the end, that's how you win. Not by avoiding the fire, but by walking through with your head held high, knowing that every step you take is yours, every scar you earn is yours, and every outcome that follows belongs entirely to you.